How's it going, guys? Today, I want to talk about the struggle of men. If you take a look around society, men in general, masculinity, it's not doing so hot. Most guys wake up, they hit snooze as many times as they possibly can until they're finally forced to get up or get fired. They toss back as much coffee as they possibly can. They rush to work, miserable about the day ahead, negative thoughts clouding all the problems on their mind, and they find ways to distract themselves, daydreaming, doing meaningless things. Instagram, YouTube, scrolling, just wishing away precious time. Wanting the weekend to get here as soon as possible so they can drown themselves in happy hour drinks, numb themselves for a few more days until another fucking miserable Monday. The most exciting part of the day is when they see 5 p.m. on the clock so they can get out of there or do whatever they got to do. I know that looks different for a lot of you guys, but what I described right there is a pretty sad existence, fellas. Just take a look at a few of the statistics. Depression and anxiety, we all know people. You probably know someone who's taken their life. I know plenty. Anxiety is skyrocketing. 1 in 4 men is on some type of antidepressants. 1 in 4. Fertility is down 50%. Testosterone, the hormone that makes men men, is plummeting down 40% in just the last 30 years. Kind of scary where that's going. And honestly, without healthy testosterone, it's hard to get your mind right. Men lose drive. They lose clarity. They struggle to find the enjoyment in things. They struggle to find purpose, reasons to go on. They struggle to find any meaning for their life because testosterone is the hormone that makes effort feel good. And that can't be emphasized enough. Testosterone is not just for libido. It's not just for building muscle. It is your mojo. It is the elixir for a man. And without it, it's hard to find the discipline or the energy to get up and do what you got to do in life. Do what your dreams require. I recently saw a study that said something like 80% of men are now living sexless lives. And in this study, it said this was more than ever in documented history. And in this study, they classified men who have sex less than 1.5 times per month as sexless, 1.5 times per month. So I don't really know what that means, but if I'm not getting laid at least 1.5 times per day or two, I'm starting to get anxious. And the worst part here is women are starting to take notice of this decline in men and masculinity, and a lot of it has to do with healthy testosterone. The dating app Tinder recently ran a study where they found that women were only finding 12% of guys on the app appealing enough to consider swiping for. 12%, fellas. So what did men find women? Well, on average, it was 73% of women were attractive or interesting enough for them to take on a first date. 73 to 12. That is a massive discrepancy. So women aren't finding almost 90% of men even respectable enough to swipe for, let alone date or do anything with. And you might be thinking like I thought at first, well, maybe it's just because guys swipe easier than women because guys just want to get laid or whatever. But the numbers are way too far out. And if you know anything about sexual psychology, the laws of attraction, men place a lot more value on physical attraction, which is what that app is mostly based on, meaning that women, by that fact, should have a lower standard to what they're swiping for. All this just to say, women are losing faith in men. They're losing faith in the dating pool. They're not seeing many men that they deem respectable enough to be with. Masculine. The state of masculinity is just in a sad place. And I'm actually scared to see what average might look like in another 20 or 30 years if we keep going at this rate. And the real question, I guess, is why is this happening? Why are men losing their mojo? Why are men in this place? And a lot of it can be definitely traced back to the biological, the environment, the changes. Why guys are struggling, it's in the head. It's a mental problem. Between the ears, we're increasingly plugged in to and being programmed by the matrix, told to follow this new agenda. And if we want to succeed, we better follow the rules, believing we might actually be rewarded if we just play nice and do as we're told. And since grade school, boys with high testosterone are punished for acting like boys, for being boys, for acting out because the school system doesn't reward those types of behaviors. So we have a system that's pumping out single mother households, creating weak, confused, over-emotional, feminized boys told to, just talk about their feelings rather than handle them. And when we don't live according to our masculine energy and our true masculine nature, it leads to an emptiness and a lack of purpose across society amongst men. Following the herd today will lead you right off a fucking cliff. And I'm here to argue that you weren't born to just pay taxes and die and never do the things you dreamed about, never have the experiences that you crave. until you're too old to do anything about it, knowing that you could have went for it. They could have done something great, knowing they had the potential, but they traded it in for a life of cheap comfort and certainty and a steady paycheck. Take a look around, and maybe some of you guys won't agree with this, and that's okay. But look who's running the show here in Canada and the US. We got Trudeau and we got Biden. The world is crying out for strong men to lead more now than ever. We need men to step up and lead, men not scared to upset the agenda, the snowflake community, men who don't accept the bullshit agenda designed to keep us down, keep us weak, keep us repressed, keep us docile. We need men who are dangerous to that and dangerous to the status quo, because you should never apologize for being a powerful fucking man. And the goal here with Modern Alpha Project isn't just to get you eating better, eating in a way that can optimize testosterone, but it's to do it in a way that can lead to more success. It's about transforming your mind, living more in your masculine essence, building a community of men who are behind you, just like I'm behind you, rooting for you, who believe in the same things as you. This is about a brotherhood, a community, an environment. It's about ditching the things that have held you down and created self-sabotage. This is not just a fitness program. This isn't just about dropping your body fat percentage. However, with that said, when you're looking and feeling like the guy you want to be again, the mind follows the body. When you feel good, powerful, strong, it's a whole hell of a lot easier to start acting like such. So behaving differently. When you feel better, you act better. When you know better, you do better. So fellas, let's develop the mental models we need to put ourselves in the top 5%. Some of y'all need to ditch the old stories you've been telling yourself about yourself and who you are, because that's not who you are. We're stepping into a whole new person, a 2.0 version. So start holding yourself to a higher set of standards, because acting in a way that isn't in alignment to this new guy that you want to be will sabotage you. I want you to get to a place where when you think of the old you and the old habits, you're repulsed. I want you to do everything that you guys can do to get out of that stuck pattern. The things I've learned about staying in shape, getting healthy, the things I've learned about life, success, women, all these things, the things that took me 20 years learning, studying in the trenches, are the things that have allowed me to build an incredible life now. And more than anything, I want all of you guys to start living a life that you're insanely proud of, seeing a guy in the mirror every morning that you're proud of. That's what it's all about. Hope this hit home for some of you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.